Hi everyone, my name is Jason and I'm gonna draw my life. So it all began in a most unusual way. My parents boinking and making me. Ta-da! I guess that's not that unusual. I was born with special needs. I had learning difficulties and ADHD, which was probably because my older sister used to be violent and she beat my mum up while she was pregnant with me, so yeah, thanks sis. Anyways, my dad ended up leaving my mum, so she had to raise me on her own. I don't know much about him other than that he was a taxi driver and he was a nice man, minus the leaving my mum part of course. I never really met him, but it doesn't bother me. I've got my mum. So my mum ends up meeting someone else and having another kid, and now I have a little sister. She was such a bane. She was always screaming and fighting with me. Sibling love. Her dad was probably the most evil person I've ever known as a kid. He would always treat me different from her and it used to hit me. I remember this one time I got a new camera for Christmas and he smashed it in front of me in a rage. I hated him. Luckily my mum caught onto his psycho tendencies and she left him. School wasn't much better either as I got bullied a lot and I felt like I really didn't belong there. Even out of school I got bullied. I think I had this sign on my head saying, "Come and hit me." The bullying started to turn around on the day I stood up for myself and said, "No more, I am Xena the Warrior Princess." Okay, I didn't really say that, but that's what I believed. High school was an improvement because I met my best friend there. His name was Keith. We would sleep at each other's houses and play on a PlayStation a lot. There was a teacher at school called Mrs. Fletcher and I really hated her. I felt like she was always trying to take my best friend away from me. She'd always tell Keith that I'd get him into trouble and he should stay away from me, and that really upset me. After all, I was an angel. Okay, not quite. I never really enjoyed high school, but when I left, I was actually sad to say goodbye. After high school was finished, I didn't really have anything to do. I made a few friends in my area and we traded Pokemon cards, but then they moved away. I started staying in a lot, and because I had no friends and I still got bullied, I think I turned to food as a comfort and protection aid. I put on weight and I got really unhappy. I never did much apart from watching TV and playing on video games and visiting my family occasionally. I regret not visiting my Auntie Pauline a lot because now she's no longer here. My mum got a phone call about her saying the cancer's back and she wouldn't make it through the night. I didn't even know she had cancer until that moment. I remember feeling very anxious and I was crying a lot. The night she passed away, and I swear to this day that I felt her beside my bed and she touched my head. I miss her. She was a really great person. Things got worse as a few years later my brother had a heart attack and he died. My brother, who was 29, died. I was devastated. I remember feeling numb for weeks. I kept telling myself that it wasn't real, but the shocking reminder that he's no longer at home was telling me it is real. He's gone. The next few months were really hard for me. I had no enjoyment in life at all, until I started collecting Buffy figures. I used that as a way to cope with life. In an attempt to enjoy life, I started making Buffy figure shows with my niece, and I found out about this website called YouTube, so I started to upload my videos there. Having my brother die of a heart attack so young was a big motivator for me to lose weight, so I began a diet. I was determined to lose weight, for my heart, for my health, and for my brother. Heart problems run in the family and I didn't want to die. I joined an online YouTube group called Gut to Cut and they gave me the support that I needed. I'd go walking every day and eat healthier and off the weight came. I dropped 127 pounds in 8 months. I felt great. I was the new me. My life changed from then onwards. I was more confident, I was healthier, and people even thought I was attractive. I never really believed them, as I still had an old self-image of myself, but with time that changed. I got into video making, and I'd upload short videos of me and my niece acting on YouTube. I love to act. Thanks to YouTube, I met someone online and we ended up in a relationship. He was in Portugal and I was in the UK, so how would this work? Well, we had to meet. He got on a plane and flew here just before Christmas so we could spend time together. It was nice, until he had to go. Saying goodbye at the airport was really hard. It felt like I was losing him. It was then that I decided I'd have to go to Portugal to spend time with him, and so I did. I took a huge step and decided to get on a plane and go to Portugal. I was so scared. I was afraid that I'd get lost and nobody would find me, but that didn't happen. I met his family and they were lovely. Me and him spent some time together and we went out and visited some locations in his country. It was an amazing experience. While at his house we had a fight and from then things changed. When I got home we were talking on a webcam, but it wasn't the same. I decided that we'd be better off if we broke up. I realised that it wasn't a good relationship for me, so I had to break up with him. I always thought I loved him, but looking back now I realised that I didn't. A few months after I met someone else, and with this guy, it was love. How did I know? Because it hurt. Things went well in the beginning, but after a few months into the relationship, problems began and he'd end up breaking up with me. This happened a lot, and by the time the relationship was over, I ended up with depression. I went to see the doctor about some antidepressants, but none of them seemed to work, and the ones that did work made me put on weight. All of my hard work went down the drain as I slowly gained back all the weight that I previously lost. I didn't help myself much because I got so into YouTube and video making that I spent so much time sat at the computer editing and making videos. I decided to make a web series called My Girl Sister and Me, which took even more of my time. All of the new weight started to affect my liver, and now the little man isn't as healthy as he used to be. I found it hard to find a balance between YouTube and my health, but I have to do something or else I won't be around for long, and the one thing that scares me the most is death. So this is where I make a change and lose weight again. It will be tough, but I know I can do it. For all the ups and downs in my life, there's always been one thing that stayed the same, and that's my passion for YouTube. YouTube is a way for me to express myself, to leave a mark on this world when I'm gone, and to bring enjoyment to other people's lives, because maybe there's someone out there who needs an escape from their life just like I needed, but YouTube wasn't around back then. But it is now.